we'll start with Power Query Editor discussion today. So I'm sharing my screen, yes. Let me know once you're able to see my screen. What is Power Query Editor, guys? What it allows? What is the use of Power Query Editor? Power
Cleaning
Query,
and transforming and loading data.
perfect, perfect. So it allows us to perform ETL operations. How to open Power Query Editor? Either you go with get data and choose new source option, and it will open a navigator window. In the navigator window, you are allowed to choose transform button, which opens Power Query Editor. Otherwise, you can directly go to transform data option and you can open transform data. You can choose transform data option which opens a Power Query Editor. So in the Power Query Editor, we are allowed to select our source here using new source option. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll prepare some sample data, guys. Otherwise, I can take existing data as well. Otherwise, I'll take student example. I'll prepare that file. I'll simply say. So guys, font size visible for you people? Student name, grade, age, gender. So I'm taking, how many columns are there in my source? Yes,
5.
5. So I'm taking 10 student records here. So I'll give names like A, B, C, C, D, E, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, Q, R, S, T, T, V, X. This way I have named students. So I give grade as second grade, first grade, primary, fourth grade, fifth grade, second grade, first grade. Suppose it is having, we are having only grades up to 5. Let's suppose 3, 3. I can give ages like 4 years, 7, 6, 10, 11, 8, 6, 10, 9, 9. These are ages. So we are having gender information like this: female, F for female, M for male. So guys, did you notice any difference while entering the data here? In gender column, I have chosen how many distinct value, guys? How many distinct values are there in the gender column?
2.
What are those? Either
Like
F or M.
yes and M.
Either F or M. But what is the difference here, guys? I have chosen for one particular row, I have chosen capital F, and some other rows I have chosen capital M. For rows I have chosen small case f, and for some rows I have chosen small case m. Okay, so I am saving my data source. I'll simply say this is student. I'm saving this file. Student, I'll simply say yes, I have saved this. Now tell me how to import this. I'm going to transform data option, which opens me Power Query Editor this way. I'm choosing new source here. I'm selecting Excel workbook. Under Power BI, I'm having student XLSX. I'm opening. Now tell me, guys, we have already visited all the areas, like all the key areas. Left side we'll get the source information, the sheet name, and this area is to display the data, and right side query settings. Let's see, as soon as we open with navigator window, we'll understand. I'm choosing sheet 1, so data will be extracted and shown this way. I'm choosing OK, so that which will be loaded into my Power Query editor. See guys, whatever columns and data that we have entered, that got loaded here. Now, I have already told you guys, column profiling will happen when data gets loaded into Power Query editor. What is column profiling? Column profiling is an activity where Power Query editor will visit each column data and understand what kind of data that is entered in that particular column. Based on that, it will assign a type to that particular column, a label like this. See here, serial number is my column name, and to this column it has a Power Query editor assigned a label with the name 123. What does it mean? It means it is a numeric column.
Numeric value.
For student name, what is the label assigned here?
ABC. It's a text.
Yeah. So and for grade, what is the label, guys? ABC 123 alphanumeric. Alphanumeric is nothing but it can contain both text as well as numeric or numbers. That's why it has given ABC 123. It because in our data we are having for one particular student we are having PP and nothing but pre-primary, and for the other students we are having grade in terms of numbers. That's why the data in this column reviewed by Power Query Editor, and it has assigned alphanumeric because some of rows containing text information and some other rows containing numeric. Clear guys? And for age, all numerics, so 1 2 3 assigned. For gender, all text, so ABC assigned. Clear guys? This is called column profiling. Why I'm not seeing query settings at the right side, guys? How to view query settings window? How to
Go
view
to the
query?
view.
Go to view. Okay, very good. And next,
Query settings.
query settings. That's all. Thank you. See here, these are the steps that got applied. Transformation steps which are applied by default on the imported data. So here, if you look at last step, what is the name of the last step here?
Change type.
Change it type. Change it type, nothing but your column profiling happen, like the type of your column, like numeric or alphanumeric, that activity got carried out. So if I can remove this step. How can we remove that step, guys? What is the way to remove a step? Simply go to the particular step, highlight, and it will enable this delete icon. As soon as I click on delete icon, see guys, notice here, ABC 123, ABC 123, ABC 123. We are having column profiling. We are having all the columns profiled with their respective data types, and I am removing here the change type act setting step. As soon as I delete this step, now see guys, what is type of my columns? What happened to type of my columns? Data type. All columns are assigned with a data type called ABC123, ABC123, ABC and 123. They are not as per the data that each column containing. It is common for every column, which means like alphanumeric. This column can allow any kind of value, including numbers as well as alphabets. This way, all columns are profiled this way, ABC123. Guys, notice the difference? As soon as we deleted change type, earlier, what was the column type profiling? Column profiling assigned for serial number column, guys? 1 2 3, right?
Based on the data.
Based on
One,
data,
two.
1 2
1, 2,
3,
3.
1 2 3. For student name, only ABC,
ABC.
only
Only
ABC.
A.
ABC.
For this one, ABC 1 2 3. For age, only 1 2 3. For gender, only
ABC.
ABC was there. Okay. Now, so whenever we have this kind of data with us without any profiling, we are allowed to change that particular data type. So here you can go to this particular icon, select that. It will show all the available data types: decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number, 123 is whole number, percentage, date, time. Okay, text, if it is text ABC, this way. So I can simply go here. Now what should be the ideal data type for serial number column, guys? It is numeric, which is nothing but 1 2 3 whole number, right? I'm choosing
Yes.
this. I'm choosing this. As soon as I select that, the data type got changed here. On right side, see change type added, one step added. Now I'll go to student name. I'll click on that label and I'll select only ABC. That means text. It got changed. Again, do we have any additional step added here, guys? No.
No.
I'm going to grade. I'm retaining this one as is. It is alphanumeric. I'm going to age. I'm changing this one to 1 2 3 whole number. And gender, I'm changing to ABC text. Okay. Now I got my data back with the exact column profiling. So let's suppose if your data containing 100 columns and the column profiling is not done correctly, then how many times you have to perform this data type selection, guys? If you have 100 columns, then 100 times you have to visit like each column one time, 100 columns 100 times, and select data type. See here, guys, I'm again removing change type and see what happens to this data type. Again, they went back to ABC123, ABC123. So Power Query Editor allows us to rerun the auto detection of our column data and column data type using an option called detect data type. See here under transform tab, we are having detect data type option. If you choose this option, then what is the column, which is the column highlighted and selected as of now in my data here? Which column?
Serial number.
Serial number column. And what is the label? Data type label.
ABC123.
So I'll select, this is selected. I'll simply go to transform table and transform tab, and I'm choosing detect data type option. See guys, as soon as I focus on detect data type, what it's saying, automatically detects the data type of the currently selected column. Let's see what it does. ABC123. I'm choosing that. What happened, guys? ABC123 change it to which value? Which data type?
Numeric.
Numeric. 123, which is correct one. So if I want to have all the columns profiled correctly, exactly with a single click, I have to choose all the columns either by control select or simply control A. Either control A allow you select all the columns at once, or select one column and hold control key and keep selecting the columns that you want to have column profiling run one more time. I have selected all the columns and I am running detect data type and see what happened, guys. No data type got assigned properly. Serial number 123, student name ABC, grade alphanumeric, age 123, gender ABC. Clear, right?
Yes.
Yes. Clear, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now what I'll do, so I'll go here, I'll add two more columns here. So date of joining, just fee information answer. Okay. So I'll simply give him date of joining as 2022 0601. So here 03, I'll say. So these are the dates. And fee, I'll say 5,000. So guys, I'm entering some random fees. Yes. So here, okay, 4,000, 3,000, 7,000, 8,000, 5,000, 4,000. So I have updated my existing source file. So to have that particular changed data, as all sheet one already imported into Power BI. So to bring the additionally added columns or updated data to Power BI or Power Query Editor. What is the option, guys? What is the option? Refresh.
Refresh, Anna. Refresh.
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 In Power Query Editor, we'll have that option under Home tab, Refresh Preview. So here we are having two options: Refresh All, Refresh Preview. So if you choose Refresh Preview option, it will refresh the data of the currently selected source. If I choose Refresh All option, then whichever, let's suppose if you have multiple sources already imported here, it will refresh all the data, all the sources. Right now I'm choosing only Refresh Preview and see what happens. We will have two additional columns added here: date of joining and fee information. Okay, good. So far good. So far clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm loading my data by choosing close and apply option. So as soon as I click on close and apply, my data will be loaded to data view, which is Power Pivot. And using that data, a model will be created. And using the data, I can build few visualizations. So loading is happening.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me, please.
Is there any reason to select small letters in a gender column, sir?
Yes, I want to demonstrate one feature.
Okay.
I did that one intentionally.
Okay, sir.
So I'm going to my data view to see whether imported data loaded or not. So here I'm able to see sheet 1 right side and wait for a while. Data gets loaded here. Yeah. So we're seeing all 7 columns data, 10 rows. Okay. If I go to my model, I'll have only one model with the name sheet 1. All the attributes defined here. I'm going to report view. What I'll do, I'll simply select a table. To this table, I'll add student name and fee. Student name I'm selecting. After that, I'm selecting fee information. So as soon as I select student name, all student names are listed as a column. I'm selecting fee. Okay. See, guys, the fee information I have entered which way? What is it?
Numeric.
Based
Numeric.
on the plot.
Numeric. Are we seeing any that symbol here? For age and serial number we are seeing here. But are we seeing the same for our fee column?
No.
No. Right. If we see the data, then we will have the sum added automatically in the table. Table visual will automatically adds and show the sum of numeric column values whenever we add that particular numeric column to table data. That's why we are not seeing this data here. The sum is not getting visible right now. So I'll go to my transform data option. I'll go to my Power Query editor and I'll choose, what is the type here, guys? ABC123, right?
Alphanumeric.
Alphanumeric. So what I'll do, I'll simply select date of joining as date and fee information as either whole number or decimal number, or I can simply select this column. I'll leave it to Power BI, go to transform and I'll choose detect data type for this column. It has assigned 1 to 3 label. Okay, now I'm going to home tab and closing and applying. After doing this, let's check this. Automatically this visual will I'm removing this column selection in the visual. I'm adding here. See, now total is visible or not. You're able to see total now. Earlier total column, total row was not there. Now we're able to see total row added because Power BI able to understand this particular fee column is a numeric one, Whenever numeric column is used in table, then I have to sum up and show the total. Clear, guys? Clear, like choosing what is the importance of choosing correct data type. So I want to demonstrate the significance of data type of each column when imported in Power BI. So based on that, we'll have some specific actions to be performed by Power BI. Guys, clear?
Yes.
Yes, Suman.
Okay, good. So again, if I go back and change that one to some other type, like non-numeric one, then I'll not have this particular row added. It will be refreshed, and only this data, fee data, will be shown as a text, same like student name. That's all. Okay. Now, what I'll do, I want to have data. I want to have data. I want to filter my data. I want to filter my data, which is having only correct gender values. So what I'll say here, for few of them, I'll give values like this, A, B, C. But whereas my correct values are F or M, either small case or uppercase. So what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll refresh my data. So I'll go to this section and see. Here I'm having incorrect gender codes given, A, B, C. So the records like 10th record, this 10th record and 7th record and 3rd record are having incorrect gender codes. Okay, so we were told to prepare a report which shows student information along fee, student information along with free information, but we were given with a condition you have to choose only F and M. I mean gender as F and M. So if you have any other data, then you have to filter out. You should not consider them. That is the instruction given to us. But whereas we are having 10 rows of data shown here, out of 10 rows of data, 3 rows are invalid or not eligible for us to get included in the report. See here, A to WX. So all the students are getting visible here, A, B, C, C, D, all 10 student records. But what is the condition given to us? Only consider students for the report whose gender code is either F or M, irrespective of casing. In such cases, what we'll do, we have to remove those 3 rows. Removing those 3 rows, nothing but filtering out those 3 rows from our actual data, which is imported into Power BI. So again, to do the transformation, again we have to take the help of Power Query Editor. I'm going to transform data option again. It will open my source data for transformation. Okay. Now what I'll do here, see here guys, on top of gender column. So what kind of data I'm seeing here guys? Whether ABC got updated here or not. Are we seeing ABC?
No.
No, not updated, right? So let's try to refresh. Now we are having A, B, C available here. So I want to filter my data here by selecting gender. See, as soon as I choose this filter, this button, this label guys, this corner point, as soon as I click on this, it will open a window with all the possible all the values available in that column in this fashion. So here I can check or uncheck. If I check, then that particular value related row will be there in the table. If I uncheck, see here, I'm unchecking A, I'm unchecking B, I'm unchecking C, I'm clicking on OK. Now what happened to my rows guys? 10 rows reduced to 7 rows. Is following? 10 rows reduced to 7
7.
rows. 7 rows.
7 rows.
7 rows. Okay. This is called basic filtering guys. Column level basic filtering. You're just simply going to basic filter and excluding the data which is not required for you. So A, B, C are not required for me. So I'm excluding them. And also, so let's suppose you have unchecked ABC. Okay. and you have clicked on close and apply. So how many rows of data will be loaded into data view, your Power Pivot? See guys, it got reduced. Only 7 students related data is getting shown in the report because my data view now containing only 7 records, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Because I have already filtered my data based on gender. I don't want to have my ABC. Now what I'll do in the future, there will have a new student record added in the report, sorry, in the source data like XYZ with the gender as D. D. Gender as D. And I'll go to my Power BI. Okay. I'll refresh. I'll open my transform data option. I'll simply refresh data here and see. Am I getting D, guys? The record D here? Actually, it has to be filtered, right, as per my requirement.
Yes.
But it is not getting filtered. The reason is, what in the basic filter we have mentioned, A, B, C needs to be unchecked. But in the future, incorrect value D came. So again, I have to go here and again I have to click uncheck D. And I click on OK. And then I have to close and apply to see my latest data, 8 rows of data updated here in the data view as well as in the report, which I have already built. Okay. So now, let's suppose in future, again we'll get one more record with some other value like E or F something with the gender code. Again that will be included. Again that will be included in my report, right? So which is incorrect. So this is the issue with basic filtering, guys. Again going back to here, transform data. So instead of making choices like exclude this value, this value, this value, we have to go for a filter which is inclusive one. This is basic filter where we are excluding the content, saying this need not to be there as part of my data. Guys, following me? Whatever filter that we have applied so far is like a exclusive filter, like we are excluding the data, saying a record with the gender A, gender B, gender C, gender D need not to be there in my data. So we are excluding. Instead of that, if we can mention to Power Query Editor saying I need to have data which is having gender code either F or M. That's all. Whichever code that comes, you simply ignore. So to do so, instead of basic filter, so I'll select everything here. I'll click on OK. Instead of basic filter, I'll go here. I'll go to text filter, where text filter I can choose an advanced filter. See here, filter rows. I've selected all 11 rows. I'm going here, going to text filters option. I'm choosing equals option here. What I'll say, instead of basic, I'll select advanced. In the advanced, what I'll say, it is giving his options. See, you have chosen that advanced filter option on gender column. That's why it has highlighted gender column here. Gender column equals the value either M and sorry or gender column must equal to capital F. If you want to add one more, or my gender must be equal to small f, or my gender equal to small m. This way. If I if I go for not adding these two, small f and small m, and if I add my advanced filter only on gender column, only on this capital F and capital M values, and apply that filter, see how many records got filtered, guys? Totally out
Only
of
four.
11, only 4 got filtered, and rest of 7 got excluded. Why? Out of 7, A, B, C, D were there. Okay, and after that, few records were there with small f and small m. Though they are correct gender codes, but their casing is different, and Power Query Editor is purely case sensitive. Whichever value that you give in the advanced filter, it looks for only that particular value specifically with the casing. Remember that, guys. Okay. Now we have applied that filter. So and again you want to go you want to go and change that filter value, guys. So you simply go here. See here the filter step that got added right at the end. You go here, you choose on this particular setting, and you are allowed to open this. I'm going to advance to you. So I can add two more rows, two more filters saying gender equals either small m or small f. Okay. In this case of gender, we will have only two possible values, either m or f. But what if it is a column like which can have options? It can have values that are allowed like 10 values. So how many combinations that we have to enter in this filter, guys? Here we are having a gender column with the possible values are 2, m or f. That's why the combination becomes 4, small m, small f, capital M, capital F. What if my column contains possible value set as 10 values? Then how many filters I have to add here?
Two more.
For each value, 2 filters I have to add. For 10 values, how many filters? What is the filter count?
8 more.
10.
20, right? See here, for 2 values, if I go on adding filters for each casing, small m, one more or condition, small f. So what are the possible values? Only 2, m and f. If you consider casing, how many how many filters we are adding here? For 2 values, 4 filters we are adding. If my column contains 10 possible values, how many filters I have to add?
20.
Perfect, 20. So which is not sizable, right? You keep on, you should not keep adding filters like that. You have to make sure, you have to reduce your amount of work as much as possible. So what is the other way? The other way is like, I'll simply choose capital M and capital F only. I'm having only 4 rows selected here. What I'll do, I'll select gender column. I'll select gender column. So what if I convert my gender column data to uppercase? Because my filter is applying on uppercase M and F, right? If you look at this filter, the filter is applied on which casing, guys? Guys,
Uppercase.
uppercase. The filter is applied on uppercase. So what if my data of particular gender column is in uppercase? What happens? Let's see.
Go
I'm
to transform.
I'm selecting this. I'm selecting this. So guys, go to transform tab. And gender is what kind of column, guys?
Gender is text column.
Text column. So you need not to look for everywhere. I mean, for the text column related options. So in under transform tab, all the options are segregated based on the column type. For text column, these are the options available. For number column, these are the options available. Basically. For date column, these are the options available. So you select gender column, go to your text column area and choose format option and choose uppercase. Okay, what you did? You have chosen uppercase. I'll remove this filter here. So all my data got converted into uppercase. After that, I'll apply my filter. I'll apply my advanced filter saying either my gender can be capital M or capital F. Now what happened, guys? 4 rows became 7 rows. Clear, guys? Guys, clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now what I'll do, I'll go to my source, actual source. I'll add 2 more rows. 12, 13, AAA, BBB, the same. So I'll give Z as gender code, and here I'll give small m as gender code for 13. So I have added how many new rows? I have added 2 new rows. One with gender code as Z, one is with gender code as M. So as per our transformations applied here, so which row needs to be here as part of our data and which row needs to be filtered out?
Row 11 should be added. Row 13 should be added.
Okay, the row with student name AAA needs to be excluded because we have added our filter already saying gender code either M or F. But how come this row gets added here? Because it is having small m. The reason, we have applied a transformation step on gender column. As soon as a data loads to your Power Query editor, the gender column will be updated with gender column data will be updated with uppercase data, right? So now see, 7 rows of data I'm containing here. I'm refreshing my data. See guys, an additional 8th row added with BBB and AAA not added. It got filtered out. Clear guys? This way we have to plan for filtering. Guys, clear?
Yes.
So this way we have to use advanced filtering. If you go with the basic filtering, it will be limited, like it will be limited to that particular set which you are having in hand with Power Query Editor. So you will, our scope will be limited to that particular data. But you have to think of the future data as well. What if my data source gets updated with few other rows? And what happens to my steps that I have applied? Will those steps can handle whatever the future data which is coming through that source? So now our file, our Power Query Editor, whatever transformation steps that we have added here, will be able to handle the future data which is coming. If it comes like with a small case m or small case f, it will handle. If it comes like m without f and m, if we receive any special character or any other character as a gender code, that will be filtered out automatically. So you should always go for choosing advanced filter, guys. Okay, you can always edit that filter, go to that filter step, choose that setting option, it will open the filter that got applied. Clear guys? Guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
Sir, may I ask one question to
yeah,
you?
sure, yeah.
Sir, in such type of, uh, sir, can I speak in Hindi?
No problem, yeah.
सर एक्चुअली मैं ये कहना चाह रही हूँ कि अगर हम इस तरह का फिल्टर डालेंगे तो जो हमारा डेटा लॉस भी बहुत सारा हो जाएगा। तो इंस्टीड ऑफ कि हम फिल्टर्स डालें, ऐसा कोई वे नहीं है कि हम करेक्शन वहीं पे कर दें?
So we can do correction, that is also allowed, but filters are mainly meant for filtering out your incorrect data. So it is not true that every time your source data contains all the correct information. So we will get this information like from the business itself saying I'm having this much volume of data, a source file with 10,000 records. Out of these 10,000 records, you have to filter out, you have to clean and take the data which is correct as per business rule. Business rule nothing but here one business rule is gender must be either F or M. Like that business will give us that requirement. So in such cases we will use the filtering option. And whatever the second option that you have asked for correcting the data, it is there always.
Okay, sir.
In case if our data is coming as incorrect one, so we should not, we need not to consider the incorrect data for reporting purpose. That's the whole idea here.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you. No. So now clear guys, basic filtering will be there in the current context only. So we cannot think beyond the current context, like whatever future data that can come in. But if you go with advanced filtering, we can construct our filter such a way that future data, like future incorrect data can also be handled or future correct data can also be handled. Okay, we have to think in that manner. Clear everyone? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. So see guys, now out of 14 rows, what is correct data here? How many rows are correct here? Out of 13 rows of student data, as per transformation rules that we have applied, how many rows are having correct data? 8 rows.
8.
8 rows are having correct data here. That's all. Okay. Good. As soon as I click on close and apply, so 8 rows of data will be updated in my view, data view, as well as which if I created any visual on top of that view, that will be gets updated. See, triple B 6000 added here, and my total also got updated. Okay. Good. So guys, as I told you here, I'll do one thing. I'll open a notepad window. So far we have seen importing data through Excel file, right? We are having one more format which is called a CSV, a text file. CSV nothing but comma separated values. Comma separated values. What I'll do, I'll simply add serial number, name, address. That's all. I'm adding only 3 columns here. Okay. I'll simply say serial number 1. Say this is my header, comma separated header. How many values I'm having here, guys, in the first row?
3.
3. What are those? Serial number,
Serial number,
Serial
name,
number,
name,
name, address.
So similar way, like the way we enter our data in Excel file in each cell, and below that particular cell we will enter respective values, right? So in each row we will enter respective values for each column separated by comma. So when I say 1, it is serial number value. When I say ABC, it is name value. And when I say HYD something like IN. So this is one row data. How many values it containing, guys, this row?
3 rows,
3 values. 3 values.
3 values.
So each value is separated by comma. Comma
Comma.
separated values. And now I'll enter second DEF. So I'll say AP. I'm hitting enter. For each row I'm hitting enter. Okay. GHI. I'm having 3 rows of data, 1 header. I'm saving this file. I'm giving sample CSV. Sample data. That extension needs to be CSV, guys, comma separated values. CSV, comma separated values, CSV. Okay, I'll save this file here. Tell me, guys, how many rows of data I'm having here?
3 rows.
3 rows.
3 rows. How,
3
how
values.
many header columns I'm having?
3, sir.
3. How many header rows I'm having? Only one. Only one header row. Okay. Now I'll go to Power BI. I'll choose transform data option. I'll load this CSV file. I choose, sorry guys, here instead of Excel I have to choose text slash CSV, comma separated value. I'm choosing that, and I'm having it got saved here only, right? Sample, it got saved. D Power BI sample data.
How many last, sir?
Yeah, CSV. So though it is shown with the Excel symbol, so Excel is able to render this comma separated values in table format. That's why it is showing Excel icon here. So sample data.csv. I'm choosing that option. I'm opening. Navigator window opened here. What it's saying, guys? What it's saying? Last
Null
row.
value, sir.
Null
Null
values.
value.
The reason? See here. Where is your cursor in the file?
Cal 7.
At the end of last row, your cursor needs to be there so that there won't be any empty row like this. Okay. So I'll close here. I'll go again. I'm saving my file here. I'm choosing text.csv option one more time. I'm selecting CSV data. I'm opening now. Okay. So here delimiter is comma, serial number, name, address, everything got detected. I'm choosing OK. See, sample data, I'm having 3 columns. I'm having 3 rows data, 3 column data. Okay. Now tell me guys, column profiling applied here or not?
Yes.
Column profiling applied. How can you say?
Change type.
Change it to serial number.
Yeah, perfect. So by looking at the column label here, 1, 2, 3, and ABC, ABC, we can say yes, each column labeled correctly as per the data available in the respective column. Okay. Now see here guys, there are 2 options, like it is also one of the important interview question. We are having 2 options here. One is add column, another transform. So transform will change the existing column data. Add column will not change existing column data, but it will create one more column. See, I'm going to add column. Yeah, I'm going to add column. I'm choosing column from examples. I'll select this address column. I'm going to add column. Choose from selection. In this column, I'll simply give pattern as IN. I'll hit enter. What does it mean? So I'm separating country code from the address information, and it is giving text after delimiter, because as soon as I type enter IN sample data for the first row, white streaking, okay, after hyphen we are having some text and user interested in that particular data, so it has named my column text after delimiter. So if required, we can rename our column as country code. I'm choosing an OK. That's all. Add column added a new column without changing my existing data. I'll remove this insert column step, so I'll not have any additional column here. Now I'll go to transform column, transform option. In the transform option, I'll go for the splitting my column data. I'm choosing split column by delimiter. See guys, my address column is going to change here. I have hyphen delimiter already given here. So I'm clicking on OK. See guys, the name of my column. Earlier, my address column containing Hyderabad hyphen IN, Vizag Vizag hyphen AP, Mumbai hyphen MH. Now,
Separated country code and
yeah, but
city names.
yeah, so the thing that we need to understand here is your column data got changed with the transform option. But with the add column option, you are able to extract country code without changing your address column data. Clear guys? Yes, clear everyone?
Yes.
Clear.
So what is the
Yes,
difference
sir.
between transform and add column?
The add column is the data under country code, sir. Is separated, sir.
Mhm.
Add column has the country code and city name are combining to the same, and but is the country code is a different, sir. No, address.
So
The
what we,
splitting data is a different, sir. Is a country code only display, sir.
okay. So transform option will change existing column data. Add column option will not change existing column data. That's the only difference. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Clear
sir.
guys? Yeah. Now what I'll do. So I select this address column. I want to sort my data based on the city. Based on the city or based on the address too. I can rename my column names like country after transforming country and simply say state as city. It is not let's suppose it is state code, guys. State code. State. So based on state, I want to sort my data. My entire data I want to sort based on state. So simply go to home tab. You are having A to Z or Z to A sorting options here. So I want to sort it in ascending order. So as soon as I click on this, which row will comes up top, guys? Comes up top?
Assigning on it.
AP record, which is serial number 2 record will come at the top. After that, serial number 1 record needs to be there in the second position and MS record will be there at the third position. See here, I'm sorting. What happened, guys? As expected, AP, IN, MH. Clear?
సార్ వన్ డౌట్ సార్.
Hmm.
సార్ SQL లో మనకి డిఫాల్ట్ గా అసెండింగ్ ఆర్డర్ ఉండేది కదా సార్ మనకి.
True.
అలాగే ఇలా చేంజ్ అవడం దీంట్లో పాసిబుల్ అయితే అవ్వదా సార్ మామూలుగా?
See, it will maintain the default order which your data. So your source data is in some specific order. Then Power Query Editor will load the data in the same order, and based on our need, we have to sort the data which is loaded in Power Query Editor. It is based on our need. So there won't be any default sorting mechanism applied on the loaded data. So whichever order the data present in your source file, in the same order it will get loaded here.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
See guys, as I told you earlier, so whenever your column is having some specific label added, data type label, then if you want to do any if you want to perform any transformations on that particular column, so you need not to know every function that is available here. You simply go to transform tab, select your column, and it is a text column. ABC is a text column, so you will be having all the functions that you can use as part of transformations for a text column, so will be available here. See here, splitting column based on delimiter, formatting lowercase,
By
uppercase,
delimiter.
capital S, trimming, cleaning. Yeah, see here, if you want to add Mr. like add prefix, I'm adding prefix for the selected column student name. Going to format, I want to add a prefix like something like mr dot. See now what will happen to my student name.
మిస్టర్ ఏబిసి.
Yeah, every value of a student name getting changed here. Okay, and you want to convert them to lowercase, otherwise I'll remove this. So you want to convert all the names to lowercase, format and go to lowercase. After that you want to capitalize each word nothing but the very first
Starting
letter of
word.
each word, very first letter. See, like this. Okay, so and if you want to add something at the suffix, something like okay, space some garu, this way. Okay, I'm removing these steps. I'm bringing my data back to the same position. And if you want to perform some numeric related options, or if you want to extract date, select the date and go to date options, date, temp, time columns related functions. Those you can use. If it is a number, select the number column, go to number column related function. See here standard. So now whatever values that I'm having, so to that I want to add for each of the value I want to add 2000. So simply go here, add how much. So for each value available in my fee column, I want to add, instead of 200 I'll add 100, otherwise I want to add 999. See what happens after applying this step.
5999.
5999, 4999, 7999, like that. Okay, so and for any column these functions are applied. Any column, text column, number column, date column, everything is there. Okay, clear
Okay,
guys?
sir.
Yeah, any queries here guys? This way Power Query Editor allows us to transform our data as per our need, filtering data, cleaning data, adding data from the existing one, like extracting the country code, extracting the only year information, day information, like that. Okay, so that's all for the day guys. Any queries here?